Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome to Citadelum. This is a city builder not unlike Caesar 3 in many regards. I have already played this demo, but I wanted to do a dedicated one just because, well, I really like a lot of the aspects about this game. So first and foremost, if you enjoy this video or this type of content, be sure to go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the comment section down below. But also I'm going to go ahead and say wishlist this game because I think it'll be pretty fantastic. So Citadelum is a pretty classical city builder where we need to extract resources, use those to build buildings, cater to the needs of our people, and do other things of the like. And again, it will have a lot of similarities to Caesar 3, so if you're a big fan of those types of games, this is yours for sure. Perugia in 40 BC, a period of civil war, is sparked by the assassination of Julius Caesar on the Ides of March 44 BC. At the hands of a group of senators, Gaius Octavius, Caesar's adopted son, returns to Rome to take revenge on the aggressors and confronts Lucius Antonius, brother of Marcus Antonius, in the city of Perugia. After besieging the city, he orders it to be destroyed in retaliation against the traitors. It is your mission to move there together with a group of colonists and start the construction of a new city under the name of Augusta Perugia. So we need to reach a population of 35 plebs, create a trade route with the city of Etona, and then send 75 marble to Rome. Now, typically, they're going to go and force me to do all of this stuff, which is fine. We could totally go through all the tutorial things, and I'll explain as we go. So, Ave Dominus, I'm Gaius Titus Cato, emissary to the Senate. This basically says, hey, these are all your different mouse things. We're not going to do anymore. They gave me the option. I'm totally going to just chill with it. So, first off, here's our map, and I do want to say right off the bat, with a bit of feedback, being the classical city builder that I am, and knowing that Pharaoh, A New Era, added some great functionality to this, we need to zoom back even further. Not being able to see my whole city is a bit of a pain in the butt, and I would rather not scroll around if at all possible, especially in 2024, where it's pretty feasibly easy to add a zoom out button. Now again, if we zoom out too far, we'll notice that we do have an explorer that can explore regions on our way to try and find the city that we are looking for, which is a good transition. Also, I should say that you should be able to tab in between the settlement, the region, and the Pantheon. We'll get to that in a little bit, but regardless, we're okay. We will be okay, and here is our starting thing. Now, we do have a couple of things to consider. For one, this is our prestige level of our town. Once we reach 20 plebs, we gain the next prestige, which unlocks all of these following buildings. This is our day progress. This is our economy. And one of the things that I mentioned at the beginning of the game is that whenever I was talking to myself about this, is that resources do seem to be a bit overpowered. I'm still not completely sold on that one way or the other, but like 15,000 gold or silver is quite a bit. We do have different people, from plebs to patricians to a military population, unemployed citizens as well as homeless, recruits ready for training. We'll get to hopefully the military side. In my quick time I wasn't able to get there, but it is what it is. We have all sorts of gods which we aren't going to deal with in this first mission, and then of course we have our resources. So we have wood, we have iron ore deposits, and we have stone deposits right now. Those are the only things available to us, but let's get right on into it. So before you can do anything, this is the entry point to your city, so we're definitely going to go ahead and build that there, and that's where the exorbitant amount of resources come in, which I'm still, again, not totally sold on, but it is what it is. And we can start building, and as even in pause mode, we'll notice that it builds automatically, which is great. I don't mind that whatsoever. So what we need to do now is reach a population of 35 plebeians, and we do that by building, go figure, plebeian housing. Now, all of these do have a range that they need to be in with certain services, and we can go ahead and build, let's go ahead and build 4 of them for now. We do have engineers posts, again, not unlike Caesar 3. We need to figure out where they're going to go. I think they're going to go here so we can build 2 rows. I think this will work. I think it largely also depends on the market access. We're going to go ahead and move this right here. We're going to place our market access. We'll go right there because 1, 2, 3. Yep. There we go. And then we'll do a fire station. Now, a fire station does need water in order to operate. So what we could definitely do is slap that bad boy right here. And then all we have to do is build a corresponding aqueduct. Actually, we don't even need that. We can do a water mill, and then we can build our aqueduct just like that. Now, what I really probably should do is we're going to build 5 out and go just like that. All right, so now that has water, and we have room to kind of expand underneath there. Great. Now, hopefully in the future, that won't be there, but it's all good. Now, I do like building quite a few right from the get-go because I think it'll really help boost our population. Now, mind you, we do have limited supplies, but they aren't that limited in the beginning, so I don't think we have anything to worry about. So this is going to give us a huge boost to the population initially, and we can go ahead and hit play. And right now, of course, like nothing's really going to happen because we don't have anyone coming in. There we go. We can start seeing people come in, and then we have unemployed citizens. So that's where we can do things like hire a worker here. We can start employing people because things do need employed, and we need to do that manually. Again, this is a little bit of a differentiation from our typical Caesar 3 setup, but I think it works fairly well, especially once we get all the economical things going. So one of the things we also need to do is we need to start getting a logging camp. And as far as I can tell, we don't have to worry about different populations of things or access. It's all about giving people the employment they need right then and there and not worrying about anything else. Now, the thing we do have to be mindful of are the original things like an engineer's post and a fire station. And of course, fire station means that we need to be able to provide water over there. We may actually move that because it depends on the water mill. I am a bit picky on where we move that. We are hooked up and ready to go. We have 7 unemployed people. I'm just going to slap 2 boyos in there. Now, one thing I will say is that the more people that are employed in your engineer's post and your fire station, the more likely chance that things will get resolved quickly. So you do want to fully employ those, as I found out the hard way. But yeah, everything pretty much requires a worker. And we'll see here that people are starting to filter in. We're going to have a pretty decently large population right from the get-go. That's a good thing. We're good with that. All right, and then what we need to do, if these 2 areas, you should be connected by roads. Oh, you're not, I see. There we go. Can I delete this? Because I hate that. So they are going to start importing. You can see production is 60 wood a day. So we're getting 120 wood at the moment. And we can start go aheading and slapping down more here. So again, as far as I can tell, resources don't deplete. They don't do anything of that nature. Oh, here we go. Cool. Plum amount, 20 out of 20. We now have access to patrician housing, a tax office, baths, a tavern, grape orchard, all sorts of stuff, including a sawmill and a stone cutter, which is going to refine some of those other resources. And so again, we're just setting up some basic production things. I want to make sure that my firehouse is going to be okay to cover that. Right, it does look like we're within range. Perfect. And then, like always, we just want to build a warehouse because we do have to have a warehouse for each area, basically. The warehouse workers there, fantastic. All right, so basically what we need to do is provide people with resources. You can see we're out of stone. We're getting some iron ore. We're going to go ahead and super fast forward time. People will move in as soon as resources are available to them, just by natural instinct. Now, I don't think we have access to any beauty products at the moment. We do have some gardens. Oh, there we go. Nice. We're already at 30 out of our 35 plebs, where we get a lot of other resources and things that we can do. Now, just a reminder, the beginning things here is just 35 plebs, a trade route, and 75 resources, or marble. So we have a lot of things here that we aren't really going to use, which is okay. That's not a problem at all. We'll get rocking and we'll get rolling. I am going to go ahead and kind of just fill this area up. There we go. And you can see here, the building is on fire. You are correct. We are going to go ahead and bump up our engineer's post to cover all of the deficits, so they'll start restoring all of the buildings nonstop. You'll also notice that we are losing 390 silver a day. Each person that we bring into this place will actually cost us money, each person that we employ. We want to be mindful of it, but it's not really too big of a deal, especially in the beginnings here. What we do want to do, as you can see over here, is we need to have wheat, and wheat is consumed at 15 per house per day. And so what we're going to do is we're going to build a granary. We're going to put 3 people per day right now, which means we're generating 450 wheat per day, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times what, 15 a day? Is that what they said? Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not going to do that math in my head right now. But we're going to go ahead and we are going to employ them as much as we can. That is going to allow us to maximize. That's 600 a day. That should be relatively sufficient. We're going to go ahead and add a couple more workers here. All right, we're going to super fast forward time, and you'll notice we're already making wheat. That wheat is automatically being consumed and bought by the market, which is then being distributed amongst the people here. And as soon as they receive that, we have the ability to level up. So this is where Caesar 3 differentiates quite a bit, simply because, well, we don't have walkers as the biggest deal, which works. That's fine with me. It's all good in the neighborhood. We need to get everyone working here. And one of the cool things is, if we wanted to, we have a management workflow. And that allows us to be like, okay, cool. Well, we do have a deficit here in the granary. Let's go ahead and get everyone on logging camps, everyone on iron mines. We're going to go ahead and update the warehouse. And we can also influence just how much we are giving our people per day. That does have a influence on how much and how happy they are, which will in turn determine who wants to move in and how readily they want to move in. So all that being said, patrician housing, you can see here, costs significantly more. We're going to get these guys rolled in. And in fact, we will be able to have a whole host of them move in, but it does cost quite a few more resources to get rocking and rolling. We're actually going to move this. There we go. Now, one of the bigger differences between these guys is that they need a tax collector. We need them, excuse me, words are difficult. We need them to have a tax collector so that they can then come in and be collected for taxes. So I want to drop it right there, which is still within the bounds of all the people. And they're going to start collecting taxes, which is going to start kind of offsetting the cost of all of our workers. There we go. So we can see it's quite a bit, and that's going to help reduce the overhead costs of everything. And they immediately will need something different. They're going to need cabbage per day, which is something we can totally provide them. But we still need to do our main mission things. Oh, hey, here we go. We're now at Prestige 4, which unlocks a whole host of things due to the patrician and the pleb amount overall. But our mission was to find a trade route to Vitona and trade 75 marble. So what we're going to do here is that when our explorer finds a region that he hasn't explored yet, it will take a little bit of time. And that's going to be great. That's going to be fine. We're a little bit laggy here, by the way. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. This is a demo and I am running on speed 3, so that could be a lot of it. Sweet. So we found Vitona. So what we can do now is we can sell however much wood per day that we want and buy however much we want as long as it's profitable. So we're going to sell to Vitona at 150 silver per day. And we're going to buy from Vitona at 50 per day. Awesome. Go ahead and have them explore, but we don't really need it anymore. And you can see that we are already in a positive on this front. We're already making a positive income. And what do we need to do? We probably should add a couple more stone things. Maybe hire a couple more workers. But we do need some cabbage, because that's what the patricians need. I also wish there was like a shift where you could hire everyone at the max without having to click 4 times. It's a small thing, but it still does matter. And we're pretty much rocking and rolling. Really solid. We'll be able to get the marble in no time. I have no doubts about that. But you can see, yeah, we could probably use a little more stone. Oh, they are outside the bounds, aren't they? Well, let's go ahead and move this guy 1 over. That's completely my bad. And when things break, they really, really break. So that's something we always have to be mindful of. There we go. We're going to start getting a good influx of stone. And then you can see that we're going to need to, hopefully, the desirability isn't high enough over here. That's what's preventing it. No worries at all. I figured that the, abundance of gardens would do stuff, but apparently not. So we're going to go ahead and add some more gardens, I think. We should just help those guys really take ownership of their buildings. And you can see here that we are kind of running out of space, quote unquote, which means we would just have to provide more areas over there. One new territory's been discovered. Now, I don't know exactly what territories do at the moment. I didn't get that far into the campaign, but that's not a worry at all. And instead, what you will notice is that we are making a massive amount of money. We have 50 out of 75 marble sent to Rome, and we can't go anywhere past this next prestige because we just don't have the availability to do so. But you can see we're already leveling up our patricians, which is super duper cool. I'm all for it. What do they need now? They need access to abats, they need bread, and they also need melons. So we're not going to worry about that right now. Our day's almost over with. Well, it will be soon, and we'll be able to move on to the next building, to the next mission. We're just going to have some fun here for a second, and everything will be hunky-dory. But yeah, being able to zoom out is a necessity, I think. All right, we send marble to Rome. Boom. Rome awaits you. Go to the Capitoline Hill to start the victory lap, followed by your best men, and celebrate their success. We're going to go ahead and head on to the next mission. Ad Speluncus, 40 BC. A large contingent of Marcus Antonius's troops is gathered around Brundisium in the south of the Italian peninsula and threatens to take the port. Thus, Gaius Octavius is forced to send his armies, requiring a significant economic effort, which has repercussions on all his territories. However, the confrontation does not take place, and both leaders reach a tenuous truce. It is your task to establish the camp of Gaius Octavius next to the city of Ad Speluncus, north of Brundisium, and to prepare yourself for the possible attack of rebel legions that ignore the peace that has just been signed. So we need to hit 60 plebs, 20 patricians, easy job, and then send cheese to Rome. So that's going to be a bit different. Now, as always, we need to establish our city gates so we can get going and rocking and rolling. Now, the kicker with that is that we don't have super easy access to water outside of being over here. So I think this is where we are going to establish, considering that there are no repercussions. We're going really anywhere, since everything, as long as it's connected by roads, will be sufficient. So in this instance, I do kind of want to slightly overexpand so we can be ready for anything that happens relatively quick. So we're going to go ahead and drop our aqueduct, our reservoir right here. We're going to build our water mill, connect it easy peasy. I will say, like, it's incredibly... Is this in the road? Is it really built in the road? I think it is. Okay, well, we'll build out of the road just in case. And one of the things I do want to accomplish with this one is building 2 reflective things. This is something I enjoy doing in Caesar 3, just building 2 reflective settlement ideas. So we're going to just kind of make sure everything stays in-house in terms of access. We just really want to kind of keep everything solidified in one single region. We're going to do that by going here, I think. We'll go ahead and bump one out since we can afford to do that. Yeah, that actually kind of fits perfect. And then this is where it becomes a little bit trifling and difficult. We're going to go ahead and risk this for more solid coverage. I say risk because I'm not really risking anything here. It's more of just trying to find the ideal layout. So we're going to drop right here. We're going to get another set of housing here, and that's going to allow me to know that I need to go right there. Cool. It's just figuring out layouts is really all this is. And then, oh, we're actually one off. No, I did that on purpose because I do want some gardens in between. So as mentioned, we are going to kind of over expand here, but that should be good. That's going to give us, you know, 20, or I guess 25. That's going to get us almost 70 people, which should be able to jumpstart our economy pretty daggum well. Now, what we need to do is we need to find a source of stone, which I do believe some stones right there. Now, one of the things I do want to know is what are the benefits of needing to have people within the city gates. I assume it's more of a defensive thing, and we will run the risk of losing people in this area simply because, you know, we don't have, it's not protected, but I don't know. That's one of the things we need to find out today, hopefully. Through the military functionality of the game, just tidying things up. Sweet, piece of cake. And then we're going to go ahead and build a small industrial area over here. Again, always being mindful of the requirements for an engineer's post and things of that nature. But what we need to do first is make sure these guys are taken care of. There we go. And then make sure these are taken care of. We're just going to go ahead and drop some serious dough on this area because it seems to be that there are no consequences, which I don't honestly know how I feel about that. I don't know if I'm okay with just the complete lack of needing to have things only connected and that's it. But we shall see. We shall see. I need to wait till level 2 in order to get people to move in, which is all right. This is where we move into our jobs area, and everyone will start working as necessary. Sweet, prestige level 2. You seem to have mastered it, but you need to keep advancing, and to do so, basic resources will not be enough. So the construction of some buildings requires refined resources, which we need to start working on. We need to build a stone cutter and a sawmill to produce bricks and planks, which are needed to construct more advanced buildings. You got it. If you want to keep track of resources, at the top of the screen, you can see the total amount. Also, if you press the button with 3 dots, you'll be able to choose which resources are shown. Yeah, that's fine, actually. Yeah, everything will show up in due time, so I'm not too uber worried about it. We do have most of our most of our plebs are coming in, and we do have the abundance that I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of there. That's going to get us a huge boon. And I think it makes sense, since we don't need to move things around too much, that we could go ahead and just do all of our industry and our farming here. So this is where I'm very curious about the game. Like, for instance, what's the benefit? Is there any negative reason to not have all of my usual stuff just all right here with each other? If not, then that's great, and we can centralize and utilize the space a lot better than, say, Caesar 3, but that also kind of removes a challenge for me. And that's where I see some potential issues arise, where there is no challenge if you're not having to be limited in where you produce your stuff, if that makes sense. So that's hopefully something that can be answered as we get along in development and things of that nature. Not to say that this game is bad or negative in any of the senses, but you know, sometimes things can be too easy, especially for people who love these types of games. I feel like there's the possibility that you could get bored. But of course, we're in a demo, so I don't know what else there is to do. And so hopefully we'll be able to discover that very, very easily. You can see we're already starting to produce uber amounts of people. We are going to focus on our engineers posts, because that is absolutely and totally crucial. And then we're going to fill out our fire station as well. Bada bing, bada boom. What we need to do is, we don't have very many days left before we run out of money, so we're going to go ahead and build a patricians area, and we are going to make this just a little bit separate, because I do want to ensure that there is a difference between the two. So for now, wait a second, can I really build this? Oh, heck yeah. All right, cool. I like that a lot. We're going to keep them separate for sure. Now, these do take significantly more resources as well, something we need to be a bit mindful of, and we may not be able to build these quite the same as we do with the other ones. So we're going to move this. It doesn't appear to cost anything. Let's go ahead and slap one in between. Gives us a little bit of wiggle room to build some cool setups. And then what we're going to do, we are just going to keep to our typical selves here. I do wonder if there's a benefit. We are going to go Roman style and make sure everything is lined up. And for now, this will be the dividing feature between them, which we probably should have given more space here, but it is what it is. It's all good in the neighborhood. We need to make sure that everything's lined up there. It is fantastico. And I do like to mimic things quite well. So we are going to have 3, 6, market goes there. We are going to slap our engineers post, and then we are going to have that along there. Now, the difference is going to be here, in that we are going to make sure that we have space for like baths and stuff. That's one of the things I didn't make way, but I think a bath will fit into here quite nicely. We shouldn't have any issues. What we do need to do is we do need a tax office, which does require an exorbitant amount of stone. How are our stone masons, or not our stone masons, our stone quarries? There we go. We're going to kind of maximize that. 120 stone a day should give us the sufficient amount. And then we can see here the desirability is already at 20%, but we're going to go ahead and bump it up. I'm not sure if I want plazas or if I want others. We may actually wait just a smidge. All I'm really here to do right at this moment is ensure that we are offsetting our costs. That's basically all I'm here for right now. Now, in terms of wheat, looks like we have none, which means we need to start making more of these boyos, which we're going to do anyways, because we need to work on, we eventually need bread for our patricians. They're just waiting to be fed. Sweet. We've unlocked tier 4. Your settlement has reached the village status. And this is where we can start really leaning. Did they all just level up at the same time? And this did too? I'm really confused on what just happened here. I don't know. It's like everything's getting rebuilt all of a sudden. And I don't know what's up with that. All right, cool. Well, it is what it is. Okay, that was very, very strange. But what I was going to do, a beautiful place to relax, providing shade. Oh, a Roman Portico gate. Oh, my word, yes. Separate us from the plebs. And they are literally called plebs here, so it's okay. It's not rude. It's just the truth. Yes, my friends. Great. Now, it does look like... So there is an issue here. And that this provides... It says we need planks when we don't actually need planks. That's okay. Just wanted to point out, if the devs do end up watching this, that there's a little bit of a wonky thing going on there. But now what we need to do is focus on production. And this is where things like a sawmill come into play. And I do wonder if these guys are a bit overloaded. Are they handling everything well enough? Or do we need another warehouse? They may need another warehouse. We're going to go ahead and build a sawmill and fill it up. And it's going to make 60 planks a day, which is great. We need to produce that and store 20 of the planks. We're well on our way to doing that. And it looks like we could easily get some more patricians in as well, as long as the stone is available. We might as well. It literally cannot hurt us. Oh, but I love this. Oh, I love how great this looks. Seeing the people around too is really awesome. Loving everything about it. We don't have enough for our planks. No worries there. Sweet. Patricians, as you know, are demanding. Your citizens need entertainment and service buildings to keep them distracted and happy. In addition, you should keep an eye on the health of the population. Thermal baths are a good way to keep any issues at bay. But if things get worse, you can also build a doctor's office. All right, cool. Well, they are demanding indeed. Understood, though. So we need to build a bath, a tavern, and produce 10 wine using the winery. We're going to do that, but first, how much does it cost? Oh, wow, that's actually quite a bit for a pleb house. And it doesn't look like we have the range to be able to take those guys on. So it really looks like the fire station is the biggest issue here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to increase our wood production. And we're going to go ahead and slap down another stone quarry. There we go. We really just need to be able to go ahead and expand and build a new area over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to build 5 off here, just like that. And we're going to establish this as a new area. There we go. That's pretty much all we can afford at the moment, which is a-okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. Actually, we are going to switch things around. I think we're going to put an engineer's post and then a fire post. You can see this fire station. They're already good to go. So let's go ahead and just drop. We do need how much space? We're going to do 4 spaces again. I do wish that the engineer's posts and stuff were in a little bit of a different place. Not a deal breaker. Oh, that's not what I need to do, correct? Yeah, we're going to build right here. I was incorrect on this point. Sweet. They're going to go ahead and build that. And then in terms of access, this is where I'm a little bit confused on where I am in the world. Let's go ahead and build another pleb house and build another pleb house there. Just so I know where I'm building, because we do want, what is that, 7 spaces? We do want 7 spaces. So that's 3, that's 6, and 7. There we go. And this is where we will build our, and then we could probably build a market. We actually cannot build a market at this time. Waiting for all of our wood. Sweet. So they're going to start consuming and they're going to start expanding just like we need to. Okay, people are going to start moving in and we should be able to upgrade pretty daggum quickly. I don't know why we wouldn't. And that'll allow for a good deal of expansion there. All right, cool. So as you can see, our population is going up quite steadily. We need to go ahead and fill out any of... Okay, all of our production buildings are rocking and rolling. We have an ample amount of wheat, which is also great. What we need to do now is we need to provide some cabbage for these guys. And then we need to start working on our winery and building baths and taverns and things of that sort. Sweet. So that's pretty cut and dry. We're going to go ahead and slap a bath here because the plebs do not need it as badly as our patricians, who do pay quite the large amount of dough in order to be here. We are going to move this a little bit Sweet. Now, thankfully, the area for a bath is quite large, so we could actually take advantage of this. Let's go ahead and move him over here. I do think there should be, not consequences, that's a bad word, but I think there should be a moving cost, because like being able to freely move is too freeing, and I really don't think needs to be something that happens. You gotta have consequences, man. You just gotta. It's not a bad thing. It's just a result of what it is. So next we need to do 10 wine and 1 tavern. So wine's interesting because it requires a grape orchard, naturally, but then also requires a winery. Yeah, let's actually move this. Making sure that we're staying within the bounds of all of our things anyways. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Sweet. All right, so we built a tavern. We got our wine production up and running. I see they've explained how to build a settlement and manage it, but it's time to turn your gaze to the gods. I, Publius Aelius, can advise you on how to do so. It's important for a settlement to have the ability to worship the gods. Each of them is focused on an aspect of life, and their favor can grant a very succulent benefit. You must build temples to increase the devotion. In addition, you can perform sacrifices. But remember, the gods are arrogant, so worshiping one of them can make his rival jealous and punish your settlement. Exploring the maps, you'll find different relics you can offer to the gods and win their favor. Also, you should be aware that you should be able to pay a visit to the gods in the Pantheon by clicking the button. All right, cool. That's different. We need to build 2 temples and visit the Pantheon. But I do have a lot of unemployed people. And unemployed people are never good. There we go. That erases a handful of them. But we need to build 2 temples. So that's pretty simple. I think we'll build a temple to Ceres. Temple to Apollo. I do like that these all have very unique looks to them. Always a huge fan of that. Let's go ahead and build a temple to Apollo right there. Sweet. We need to visit the Pantheon, but before we do, go ahead and slap fountain there, which looks great. Also, one of the things I forgot to mention is when you zoom in really close, you can see the interior of all the houses. Now, right now that doesn't do anything, and I kind of wish it would. But it still is a really cool looking aspect that I enjoy quite a bit. Now we need to visit the Pantheon. Here we go. See how important it is to provide your people with certain comforts. Both pleb and patrician houses have certain needs. Not about just stocking up on different types of foods. Appearance is important. Be sure to decorate the surroundings of the houses to make them more desirable. You got it. All right. So we see just how well they all enjoy everything. We're all good in the neighborhood. Now we need to upgrade 4 plebeians' houses to level 3. Which means that we need onions and we need carrots. And we can do that pretty simply. We have a ton of people to do it in. So let's go ahead and do carrots and what? Onions? Onions and carrots. Let's get to it. Interesting. All right. So you've proven to be a good leader, but enemies are waiting for you and you must destroy them. I'm giving you the command of a legion to take charge of the troops standing in our path. Face them and emerge victorious. To initiate engagement, you must move a sentry into the territory where the enemy is located. Choose to troop to face. A window opens where you can see the information. Interesting indeed. I wonder how well that works. Find the enemy and send your sentry. Okay, we can do that. We can go to the region map. We can go ahead and start exploring. But we can only go in places where he has explored. And we've already upgraded a handful of our people to the next level, which is great. That's awesome. They are expanding quite rapidly. We do need bread and we do need melons. We're working on that right as we speak because we desperately need it. And these guys are starting to crank out bread like mother truckers. That's the hope anyways, that they are starting to do their jobs. And then we could go ahead and just slap some more plebs into here, man. Take full advantage of the extra resources and get some extra revenue rocking in here. All right, we haven't discovered them yet, but we can move our legions. I do like that aspect of the game without a doubt. Do we need even more granaries? I'm thinking we might. I think we do. Brilliant. We have a fire going? Okay, but that'll be taken care of, right? Easy peasy. Easy peasy, without a doubt. So these guys are being satiated with all the melons in the world, and they have leveled up already. Now they need eggs, and I assume that's milk? I'm not quite sure. But regardless, it looks like we need lettuce. Is that different than cabbage? Am I correct in this assumption? No, it's the same stuff. We need more cabbage farms. I can build more cabbage farms. You have no idea. the power and level of authority I have right now. And right now they're basically just saying that, like, I think we don't have enough, like, storage is full. Yeah, and we don't have the capacity, and we need more granaries. So we're gonna work on granaries. We're gonna go to our region map. Huzzah! All right, so we have, I assume, melee archers and cav. Looks like they do have the potential for war elephants. No, I don't want to do that just yet. I want to look over here and see if we can't get production up and running to where I want to see. We could send 150 cheese to Rome as well, and we could make that ourselves. So let's go ahead and get that rolling real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I can't build cheese. Can't craft it. I can't find it anywhere on the map. So we're just going to have to end the game where it is. But look at this city. It is absolutely gorgeous. We've got lots going on. We were able to get our theater up and running. We're able to kind of make our whole patrician area just look fantastic. Not have to worry about these boyos. Although we could totally just go in here and do a little this number. Get a little bit of a paved space going on, which would increase the desirability. If we needed any more incentive, we could just do that. There we go. So we need some food, we need some supplies and demands and all that stuff, but we're pretty much at the end of what the demo has to offer us. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to go right here. We are going to start the battle, and it'll end the demo. Thank you for playing this demo and the first sample of Citadelum. If you've had a taste of the content we prepared for you, if you liked it, totally and 100% add it to your wish list. This is a Next Fest demo that will be up and running with Steam Next Fest, so go ahead and give it a wish list so you know when that is up and running. But outside of that, guys, that was Citadelum, a really unique city builder with lots of calls to the past, with some different updates to bring it into the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course leave your comments in the comment section down below. We'll be doing a lot more of these Next Fest demos as we approach Next Fest. This is Havoc. I'll see you in the next one.